What is the deal? It is your boy Philly J from the Not Your Average podcast crew. And I am here today. Well, shit, as today's special moderator for the one and only Turtle Island Sports podcast that is now available on all platforms. All you got to do is look, search, find, and you'll find these brothers. So, speaking of these brothers, brethren, you feel me? Up first, I want to go ahead and introduce a guy that knows sports more than sports knows sports. You feel me? This guy knows a little bit about everything. He knows something, he knows nothing. Then he knows something, then he knows nothing. Then he knows everything. Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to the one and only Devo, the Oracle. What to go on, good man, good brethren. What to go on, what to go on, what to go on. What's the
Peace and
deal,
blessings.
good sir? How you
Peace
doing?
and blessings. Peace and blessings to all.
How's
Yo.
your day been? How you been? How you been?
Oh, today is a good day. The Mets
Okay.
shut out St. Louis.
Let's go.
Phoenix is leading in the first half. That's
Okay.
good. Those are two bets I made today, and they hit. Okay.
Hey, well, shout
Although
out to
Memphis
those bets.
messed up the first quarter, I had them first quarter. I can't get mad with Memphis. Memphis did hook me up all season on the first quarter. Yo, those brothers was live. I guess Minnesota is just as young and just as athletic as these brothers. So that series is real. That's the best series right now in the playoffs right now.
Hey, I hear that. Well, hey, as long as you bet right, you bet tight, and you make sure that your money right. You feel me?
By the way, Trey DeBarge is on his way to Cancun.
Oh, Cancun. Okay. Well, hey.
Well, Cancun, Mali.
Yo.
Boy,
yeah, as long as he's on his way. Anyway, anyway, listen. Up next, is a brother that needs no real introduction. You feel me? Let's go ahead and give it to a brother that you know that your mother might hug, or maybe your brother might hug. It really don't matter. Shout out to your brother's brother, our guy Reggie, the mayor, one time. Let's go ahead, brother. Let's go ahead. What? Okay.
It's time for greatness, because greatness has arrived.
What did you just
You're welcome. Let's do it.
What did you just throw, brother?
Oh, it's
it's
my
Let's see that intro again. Let's see that intro again. Let's see what you was doing.
Right.
Let's see the whole thing again.
You just press on it.
Okay.
You know, it's
yeah. Now you gotta explain it.
Pretty
Yeah.
addictive. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. Well, what's up, Mayor? How you doing, Mayor?
Yeah, I'm pressing the buttons.
Hey, listen.
It's addictive pressing buttons.
Is that a gay pride machine or something?
Oh,
maybe, I don't know.
I see the rainbow colors, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen.
Taste the rainbow, baby.
And we ain't got no problem, if our guy is playing with some toy that has rainbow pride.
Hey, look, shout out to Dennis Rodman.
Yo, shout out to Dennis Rodman, one of the greatest if not the greatest rebounder of all time.
He was a mad scientist, man.
Everybody loves a little squirm with the worm, baby.
Yo, I hear that.
Is that Karl Malone, man? He was feeling Karl Malone butt and throwing kisses at him.
I remember that. Had Karl Malone all messed up. All messed up.
I like the
so question real quick before we get into the topics, right? If you could be placed right in any, it's basketball season right now, right? So we're going through the playoffs. So if you can get put in any generation's, let's say, playoff team, what team would it be and why? Oracle, I'm gonna need you to go up first.
The 1969-70 New York Knicks.
Go
Come
ahead.
on,
Why?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Now I'll take that back. The 72-73 New York Knicks. Because the 72-73 had Earl the Pearl Monroe. They had the $1 million backcourt. They were one of the smartest teams ever. Walt Clyde Frazier, Earl Monroe, Dave DeBusschere, Senator Bill Bradley, and the captain, Willis Reed. And they had Jerry Lucas, Hall of Famer, coming off the bench. And they also had your man's Phil Jackson coming off the bench.
Listen, why he got to be my man?
Hey,
He did great work for the Lakers.
He coached your team, right?
He did great work for the Lakers. Shout out to
True.
Phil. May he
True.
rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
True.
He coached the Lakers. He dated Jeannie Buss. I guess I thought that was your man's.
Cause he dated another woman, he can't be my man's.
Nah, he dated the governor of the LA Lakers. We can't say owner anymore in the NBA. You got to say governor.
Oh yeah, well, hey, yeah. Speculated words.
Hey,
Okay, so Reg, what team would you be a part of?
First, I'm insulted you actually need to ask me this question. As
Okay.
a New Orleans native, 2009, New Orleans Saints.
Oh,
The Jazz had left. We don't have a baseball team. And the Pelicans had just gotten back, I believe. I don't even think they were the Pelicans at that point. We have LSU, which mostly the state, and then the Saints. And growing up, people from the nation looking in, I don't think they understood what that championship meant, not just to Saints fans. It was to the actual people of New Orleans. It meant something. And also, there's the other side. If I could have been on that team, I'm not going to lie to you, I would have created so many baby mamas. Oh.
yo,
After that night in the Super Bowl, I would have done my part to add to the population. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Who was the defensive back that picked six Peyton
Gay.
and then
Gay.
got trucked?
His name is Gay.
Then didn't he get trucked by Marshawn Lynch like a year later?
Yeah, he did, but nobody cares. He got the interception. He got
Look, man, that was one of the greatest runs of all time, man.
I'm sure
Marshawn
it was.
Lynch. Yo,
I'm sure it was, but you know that
man.
Knicks championship don't count. Nothing
that
counts.
Knicks championship. Why? Because we beat the Lakers.
Nothing counts. Basketball didn't start.
We beat the Lakers. Why? Because we beat Jerry
Basketball
West.
did not start until '87.
Oh,
okay?
come on, man. Please, man. Stop that.
What do you mean? It's not my fault.
Stop that, youngin. Stop that, youngin.
I'm just saying, I don't make these rules. Let's be honest
your
about
elders.
this. Okay.
Respect your
Knicks
elders.
are the most overrated franchise in all sports.
Who is? The Yankees? I agree.
Exactly. So
The New York Yankees, I agree. They are.
Well, the Yankees. The Yankees.
Nah, the
are
Yankees
first.
The Boston
Knicks are
Red
second.
Sox.
Just like their city, New York.
The Boston Red Sox, they're overrated. Yeah.
No. They're winners.
I agree. They're a bunch of cheaters. Just like the Yankees.
They are winners.
They're a bunch of cheaters, man.
Blaspheme the
Big
Almighty.
Poppy, Big
but
Poppy
the Red
took
Sox, they're champions.
PEDs. Come on, man. Big Poppy was sleeping with a drug dealer's woman.
Good for him. Good for him. Because he's real. Man. Okay.
Golly. That's why his wife is
Hey, creative minds, music. Get that off the screen. We don't need no Go Mets here. Get that trash out of here. Thank you.
And what?
We're winners here.
And by the way,
we will not
shout out to the Negro League, The Boston
Shout out
Red
to the
Sox
Negro
was the
League.
last team in the major
Shout
leagues
out to the
to
Negro
play
Leagues.
a black player.
And may
Come
they
on.
have nothing to do with the Mets because
Come
we
on,
want
man.
the Negro Leagues to win.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's keep it gully, man. Boston. Where they call black players Monday.
And they win.
Where they defecated in Bill Russell's bed. Come on, man.
And they win.
Come on, man. And they're
I think
racist.
that's the most
Well,
relevant team
All-America.
right now, the Braves. Also,
Well, All
not the
America,
Mets.
All Turtle Island is racist. I had to get on a talk show host today talking about Kyrie Irving went off the reservation. I had to hit him up in the DM like, look, man, that's very insensitive to the first Americans off the reservation. He said he had to look it up on Google. He didn't know that. That's what we're working with
in your comments today. On these stupid on people who want to be stupid colonizers. I'm not interested in that. Okay, Kyrie Irving.
Hey, you supporting Boston? You supporting Boston?
Champions? I'm sorry. Are they
Racist?
not champions?
I'm sorry.
Did I miss something?
Racist?
Exactly. Champions.
I'm sorry.
Ding ding with the ring.
I'm sorry. They best player asked Tom Yorkie. Straight racist. Yo, Dan Jackie.
Shout out to the producer. In '69, the Lakers did beat the Knicks.
No, in 70.
5 games.
In 1970. No, they didn't, man. What are you talking about?
What
That's 19. Get it right, Phil.
What?
19. Yo, get your history right. I taught you better than that, man. In 69, the Knicks, the 68-69 champion, the Knicks got eliminated by Boston. And Boston won their last championship for a while.
So this is why you're mad at Boston.
Bill Russell last championship. Let me finish. Bill Russell last championship. And want to know who Bill Russell beat? The Los Angeles Lakers, man. The Los Angeles Lakers.
Right.
Know your history, man. And then the following year, 1970.
Because they're sorry 2 years not lucky franchise.
Had the greatest game 7 ever. 36 points. 19 assists.
Who is this?
10 rebounds.
Who is
6
this?
steals.
Who is this?
Clyde Frazier.
Don't count.
Look it up. If you want to,
Don't count.
I will send you a link about Walt Clyde Frazier.
No need. I don't need this heebie-jeebie Easter Bunny Santa Claus crap you're sending me right now.
This is history, my brother.
No,
This is history. This is in the history book.
And what sport? Not basketball. Thank you very much. Keep it moving.
See, you just like Negroes. You want to keep something away from a Negro, you put it in a book.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
We don't use books anymore. We got the internet. Thank you very much.
Do you Google, man? Yo,
Exactly.
Google, man. Google, man. Try it sometime. Google 36-19-10.
No.
Man, and you will see what you get.
No, because
I know that, man. Hey, yo.
I'm with current champions. What's wrong with you?
Current champions.
Current champions.
Current champions. What, like Milwaukee? The Milwaukee Bucks?
Who was the champion right before them?
Say what? No. You say current.
Oh, Hey, you know what?
You said current.
You right.
You said current, my brother.
You right.
Keep it
You
real,
right.
man. Yo, man, be a man. Stand by your word, man.
I have to go all the way back.
Stand by your word. Yeah. I gotta go back in the way back machine.
I have to go 18 months back in the past.
I gotta go 50 years
I'll get
back.
to that
But damn it, I'm gonna go back.
Unlike, I have to go 89 years back in the past. 89 years back in the past for this New York Knicks fantasy.
Hey, but check this out.
What am I checking?
I bet you Julius Randle and LeBron James is watching the game together, man. They just chilling.
They probably are.
They probably
are
talking about, damn, man, that could have been us.
They probably are. They probably are. You know what? We're gonna do this. Producer, can you do me a favor? We're gonna settle this. Can you look up the Lakers record versus the Knicks all time? Because we ain't gonna bring up, the Lakers are a consistent franchise. The Lakers, even with being in a somewhat clownish way, still find a way to win. The Lakers only are an embarrassment recently with the Lonzo Ball Jim bust, but before then they would always find a way to be in the playoffs and be relevant.
Reginald,
But we ain't
the
gonna talk
Knicks,
about that and compare
the
him to
Knicks
the
are
Knicks.
2-1 in NBA Finals against the Lakers. Check your record book. Oh, I'm sorry, you
2-1,
can't Google that far back. I'm
2-1,
sorry.
2-1. Oh,
2
ain't that
finals
cute?
to 1.
Ain't that cute? 2-1.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
y'all have been there 3 times.
Just
and you wanna tell
ask
me?
Jerry West about that. Jerry West, that old
Mhm.
man, still will say we was a
Oh,
better team than the 73 Knicks.
although those 3 times we played y'all, well, everyone knows the Lakers for contending for championships. They know the Knicks for playing in the Madison Square Garden, the
Mecca.
which is
Mecca.
overrated. It's not the
The
Mecca.
Mecca.
Anymore.
Yo,
No.
where's the
Listen,
Golden
gents,
State
listen. Time
is
out,
better
time out,
Smoothie
in
King
the
time
Mecca.
out,
Arena.
time
The
out, time
Smoothie
out,
King
time
Arena.
out, time
What
out,
the
time
fuck?
out.
What the hell's
Gents,
wrong with the Smoothie King Arena? It is next to the.
listen, gents. I know, I know. Time out. I know that I got to put them both in the penalty box. I got to put them both in the penalty box. I know. I know you guys are passionate. But you guys got some pretty good points. And while they have great points, you guys should also make sure you tune in to Turtle Island Sports. Soon to be streaming on all platforms. But until then, make sure you go ahead and hit that bell button that says subscribe. So, gents, before we continue, speaking of championships and aspirations of championships, as you guys know, the Brooklyn Nets have been eliminated from the fucking playoffs. They got swept, okay? So I would like to know what's up, guys. Tell me what happened with Brooklyn. Did they flame out? What happened? Go ahead,
I'll let
gents.
Devo go first.
Brooklyn picked the wrong African head coach. That's the problem.
Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. They picked Steve Nash, born in South Africa, instead of Ime Udoka. Shout out to Nia Long, her old man, who's from Nigeria.
Okay.
They should have went with the Nigerian instead of the South African, man. They went with the South African with no coaching experience. He was a special assistant to the Golden State Warriors. That mean he rebound for KD when he was practicing his jump shot. I mean, come on, man. Yo, the only time they looked like a team was game 1 and the beginning of game 3 when they went into 1-2-2 zone, which confused Boston. And then they got out of it, went man to man, and all their assistants don't know how to strategize defense because Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and even Marcus Smart, the defensive player of the year. Marcus Smart offense is like Sports Illustrated, only come out once a week. He was giving them wreck. So you reap what you sow. You picked the wrong coach. You let Kyrie Irving decide when he play, when he don't play. Kyrie Irving, the only NBA player I know that got PTO time. That's on FMLA. He could take time off. He had to take some mental health days last season to party with his family.
Devo, I'm gonna get into. I got some things for Kyrie. I'm gonna get into him. I got a whole fun part just for him. I got to be honest. I'm piggybacking off of what you said when you brought up how they got into the 2-2-1, 1-2-2, and a couple of zones they got in. Here's my problem. All right, we look at the numbers. Brooklyn, they were just who they were all year. They're the 20th ranked defense in the regular season, and in the playoffs, they were the third worst defense. Okay, so when they needed to stop, just like at the end of every single game, they needed to stop. They couldn't get it. The total points won was a total of 18, all 4 games. 3 out of these 4 games, the scoring leader was from Brooklyn. So it was all close games. No one got blew out. But my problem is the main thing is, like you said, where were the adjustments? There clearly needed to be small adjustments made, and that's where this game was lost because the talent, I hate to say it, but KD is going to take a hit because Jason Tatum skyrockets now on the player ranking list in a lot of people's public opinion because his averages went down. And one of the key components a lot of people aren't talking about, to me, who lost the most, Kyrie. You can't have your scoring average go from 27 in the regular season to 21 in the playoffs after everything you did today. All right, after everything you did, or not today, but today as in this season, this regular season.
Kyrie's a narcissist. So, KD act like he never saw good defense before. Because when Boston started running more than one man at him, looked like he lost his whole game. He was, everybody was touting this like Dougie Fresh on Fox Sports that he's the best player in the league. Once they changed some defenses up on him, he had nothing. And Kyrie is Kyrie. Kyrie is a narcissist. Kyrie thinks he's the smartest man on this planet. Just like my man West just said, he was fasting for Ramadan. He's all over the place. 1 minute.
Well, hold on a second. Devo. He's not the only one. You know who else was fasting for Ramadan? Jaylen Brown was fasting for Ramadan.
Yes,
but Jaylen Brown found a way to make it work, and then he make all these excuses.
But Kyrie, one moment, I'm Muslim. Next moment, I'm First American. Next moment, I'm pro-black. What is him? And then back in Cleveland, he had a yacht. He had a milk yacht party. No sisters allowed. Do you remember that? But now all of a sudden he's woke. He's black. He's right on. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Hey, producer. Let's just go ahead. If you want mind, can we just go right into that next subject?
Did he say a milk yacht party? Is brother? Is that what you said? A milk yacht party?
I stutter, but I didn't stutter that time.
You know what, sir? And for that, Reg, you got about 30 seconds. Give us your thoughts and opinions on the Boston Celtics and they run, while your man over here, your co-host over here, goes ahead and hits that penalty box.
In proper perspective is the Boston side. Boston, this isn't new for them. Since January 3rd, January 6th, they've been executing. Their average margin of victory is 19 points. Since January 3rd, their average margin of victory is 19 points. So it's not that they're just winning. They are skull-crushing people. They're coming out here, getting leads, handling their business, and it's not just that they executed, it's how they went about it. The coaching was clear because one thing as a coach, one thing you want to see is continual development, continual progression. You want to see that. And at the beginning of the year, it really wasn't working out, but then they grew into all of a sudden it is clicking on all cylinders, V8 style, screaming down the highway of victory.
Shout out to Nia. I give all props to Nia. Nia, calm that brother down. Nia told him, baby, it's going to be all right. And you know something, from January on, They was 38-10. Shout out to Nia Long, baby. Been in love with you since the Fresh Prince when you was the original Lisa. Shout out. My bad. I digress. Go ahead. Continue, man.
No. You coaching and having that team buy in, getting them to take to the another level on defense. Defense is when this team really took off. They got to the third-ranked defense, and they haven't looked back because now I believe they're the number one defense in all the playoffs. And we need to give them credit. And I get it. The star power is on Brooklyn's side, so we like to talk about Brooklyn.
There was no star power. They had no bench. They gave up their bench for Sleepy Ben.
When I say star power, the ones we're talking about most when we talk about Brooklyn, we're not talking about Bruce Brown and we're not talking about Blake Griffin. We're talking about Kyrie and KD.
They had no bench, and they had Sleepy
That's
Simmons.
The star power. They really ain't got that.
Oh, my head hurt. Oh, my back.
But that's what I'm saying. You see how we're talking about Kyrie. We're talking about that lens. We're not talking about the Boston lens where Marcus Smart
I'm talking about Player of the Year. Talking about Brooklyn.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they are dropping big buckets.
Yes.
They were in crunch time. They're one of the best teams in crunch time, meaning 5 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter. They're one of the best executed, well-coached teams.
Yo, because they went old school. You win championships with defense. You can't outscore everybody every night. And that's the bottom line. Yo,
I think hold on a second, Devo. Hold on a second. Because you know what's coming next. Producer, please, let's get us to this next subject. Please. And Devo, I'll let you go first. Please.
About Ben? Simmons?
About Kyrie. Kyrie.
Look, man. Kyrie.
Before they get into Kyrie.
All
right. So that is what we are about to get into, gents. Damn, the mayor out here sweating, the mayor out here perspiring. Maybe we should have called him a preacher. Hey, I see that, baby. My man said he don't sweat.
I was born for this moment.
Hey, he say he don't sweat, Mayor. He say he don't sweat. Now, I'll tell you what else nobody has to sweat. That is Turtle Island Sports. That is streaming now on Instagram. We're live on Instagram, but we are also on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and we're also on Twitch as well. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit that bell, ding ding, and make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. So yeah, guys, Kyrie was a big focal point of the whole year, right? So tell me, gents, how much responsibility or accountability should Kyrie really hold? Should the Brooklyn Nets hold him accountable for?
Hey, I say most of the season. He ran off James Harden. They lost their bench getting Sleepy Simmons. And he was standing up for some BS. I'm not taking this. Although when he went to Duke, he took vaccines. I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing standing up for something. But if you're a boxer, if you're an MMA fighter, I understand. You're going to stand up for something, go ahead. But you're dealing with a team. You're in a team sport. So therefore, and Boston might have some problems if Doc Rivers blow this big lead and Toronto makes the semifinals, because Boston has a couple of players that's not vaccinated. So there might be a problem when they up in Toronto, up in Canada, because my man Thibault, the Australian cat, he can't travel to Toronto when they play.
Matisse Thibault?
Yeah, he can't travel because he's not vaccinated. And
but here's my thing. Here's my thing, and here's why I don't have a problem with them. There's a couple of reasons why I know I said on previous shows that it could be a problem for them because they're not a player to the caliber of Kyrie. And there's a reason why I said that. And there's a reason why, me personally, I have a huge problem with Kyrie. I have a huge problem with Kyrie. I hear you, Wes, but here is my problem. If you bring me to your business with you, if you pretty much make me a promise, and then all of a sudden you turn your back on that promise, we are not friends. We are not cool. We will have a true problem. If I'm KD, Kyrie got to see me.
He didn't turn his back. He didn't turn his back. He thought in his mind, he's on some Muhammad Ali shit.
Let me explain how I'm saying what I mean when I say he turned his back on. KD, from the Stephen A's of the world and all those top media folks, they were saying KD was originally going to the Garden. He was originally going to the Knicks. He went to Brooklyn because Kyrie was there. He went to Brooklyn for Kyrie. That's his homie. He convinced him to come in. Then together, they convinced more Kyrie. They convinced, hey, let's get James in here. Kyrie was the centerpiece of all of this. So if Kyrie is the centerpiece of all of this, you can't tell me different. He is the centerpiece.
Yes, let me tell you the historical. Let me tell you the historical reference.
Come on, James. Hey.
Kyrie think he's a modern day Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali refused to go into the military. No, let me finish.
He stood up.
Let me finish.
I wasn't done yet.
We can sing together, but we can't talk together. Let me finish.
Yeah,
when Muhammad Ali refused the draft, and he was stripped of his of most of his titles. Shout out to the WBC. The WBC always had Muhammad Ali as their champion. A lot of people don't put that in the history books, but check that out. He was always, during the time he lost his boxing license, he was always the WBC champ. They always tell that narrative that he got stripped from his titles. Yeah, he got stripped from the WBA, but he always kept the WBC. Shout out to Jose Suleiman. But I digress. And when Ali did not go in the military, a lot of people in his camp lost money. Houdini Brown had a drug habit. Angelo Dundee had other fighters, but none of them was champions like Muhammad Ali. So you got to realize Kyrie know this. So Kyrie is on some, I'm going to be the 21st century Muhammad Ali. So I'm going to stand for something principled. And unfortunately, my man KD, James Harden, Steve Nash, and the rest of the Nets got caught up.
It's and here's my one problem with that. It goes along with what I'm saying. You cannot be at the center. You cannot be at the center of making and putting this together, and then you want to turn around and, now I changed my mind. I'm not committed. I want to do this. I want to sit out here. Oh, there's riots out there because he did sit out January 6th. He couldn't come to work then. So this is proven to be somewhat of a habit. He had to take a sabbatical in the previous year. This is proven to be a habit. He is not reliable after he brought this together. I'd be mad as hell. That's one. Two, on the other end, to go with your Muhammad Ali point. I think of Colin Kaepernick with Muhammad Ali.
Look, everybody want to be Ali.
But here's the thing. Colin Kaepernick stood up and took what came with what his presidents, or what he was standing for. He took it. Yeah, he's trying to get back into the NFL now, but he ain't out here on hold on a second. What this man said, here's his quote in the post game after they got eliminated in game 4. Piece of his quote in the interview. We really don't have a week to prepare. Guys, in and out of the lineup, there's just so much attention. There's just so much attention in the locker room on us, and just not having a team balance of what impacts us. And how do we trust one test? How do we trust having not been tested? Bit more, and it's at a point of my career where I'm grateful to know this is happening.
Yo, I agree. Kyrie was selfish. Because I'm sorry. I understand what he was standing for, but also.
Hold on a second, Diva.
But
let me
also,
tell you
I'm
the
a
last
capitalist.
part that I didn't put in. The rest of that quote, he questioned Steve Nash. And not one time did he just flat out say, "This is my fault."
Of course, what did I start off this discussion? He's a narcissist. He never supported Steve Nash. Steve Nash is KD man. KD rep for Steve Nash. That's how Steve Nash got the gig.
Steve Nash also was at Golden State when KD was out
as
there.
A special assistant. I could have done the same shit Steve Nash did. Yo, KD, I'll rebound for you. Boom. Boom.
Right.
Come on, man.
Shout out to Wesley. Yeah, KD. And I don't know if he just wants to hoop, but James Harden, yeah, he just wants to hoop.
Look. I'm sorry. If somebody gonna pay me $32 million for my talents, and all that I gotta do is take a couple of jabs,
I'm business. Sorry.
Like I said,
$32 million. I do that now. That's why I'm mad. I do that now.
Still, how many times I told you I'm a capitalist?
Exactly. Shit.
Yeah.
I do that now.
Yeah. So
I ain't even getting 32 million.
So to become a mutant, hell yeah, I'll take the 2 jabs.
Whatever is needed. This is big. And here's the thing. It's not just for you. And like you said, he is absolutely selfish. There is no debate about this.
It was a selfish move. But look, let's not talk too much about Kyrie. Let's talk about Sleep Simmons.
Let's move. Let's go on to the next. Let's go ahead.
Let's go to Sleep Simmons.
Let's go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. I respect the fact. Okay, he had mental health problems. Okay, he had his coach and the other player whine about him not taking a shot late in the game. Okay, I have mental health problems. And also, shout out to Rich Paul. But Rich Paul found that clause in the contract when Daryl Morey was getting ready to tax him, and like, yo, you can't tax him because homeboy have mental health problems. But in the playoffs, when he's supposed to be ready, because when he got traded on the condition that he will be ready within 10 days. That 10 days grew to 20 days, 20 days grew to 30 days, 30 days grew to 60 days, and then the playoffs.
That's exactly what I was going to say, D-Bro.
And then in the playoffs, I might not be ready to game 3, but I'll be ready game 4. And then game 4, he woke up. My back. Look, Mike Tyson knocked out a motherfucker with a broken back. He told Jim Gray, my back, I broke it. And Jim Gray asked him, Mike, how you break your back? A motorcycle accident. What type of back injury you had? Spinal. Yes. Mike Tyson said that shit. I watched that shit in amazement. I was like, yo, this brother did not say that. But I digress. Look.
Let me tell you something.
Ben Simmons woke up with a bad back. I will get a masseuse. Not one of Deshaun Watson's, but I would get a real masseuse. To break my back, get some MSM in my system, and I would have tried to play.
Let me give y'all a little something with kinesiology. With sports medicine, do you know there are 3 parts that we have the most questions about? And there are 2 highest out of those 3 where we actually have the most questions, where the most unstable. The mental mind, we have that practice. My master's is in psychology. That's my background. This is, relatively speaking, in the history of medicine, the treatment of psychology is new. Then you have the back. And what did James Simmons go to? I have mental health, and then all of a sudden, oh, my back. We can't, in sports medicine, can't isolate the back. Like you can isolate an arm, put it in the sling. Same with the shoulder. It's a little bit more difficult because it's connected to the core. But anything within your core, it's extremely hard to isolate. So now, my question is this. What happened and why did your back get hurt? Well, how come that's not being put out? Because we can assume it's training. We can assume that. But I'm not seeing no official reports of actually how you hurt your back. That's one. Two, I can sit now for me, where my background in psychology, for me, I can see where the mental health is. I can see that with how you're quitting on when you ain't quit, but you can't conform and develop this $1 million craft. You can't conform like everyone before you and everyone after you. Son, it's not that you can't shoot. There's a bunch of NBA players that can't shoot. It's that you don't try. And you ain't trying to develop. Then you have this, what develops into a basketball version, you'll like this, Devo, basketball version of the yips. So you have this. So here's another question I ask. Devo, do you know there is a multitude? It's called the DVSM. That's where psychologists go to do diagnosis. This book is about 1,000, like depending on the size of the book, it's about 300 pages long of just diagnosis. Ben Simmons.
Hey,
which one are you?
I looked at Ben Simmons like Kia, my neck, my back. So
I mean, and I don't think he needs to come out with, "Hey, this is it. This is my exact one." But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's coddled too much. I'm sorry. He once again, he's not aware. Kyrie's not aware.
No. Devo, I gotta stop you right there.
No, both
I gotta
of them.
stop you.
Both of them. Your team.
Ben Simmons is worse than Kyrie.
Your team, game 4. Look, man, like I said, I don't promote drugging you up to play, but I do promote taking the right supplements, taking some calcium, taking some MSM, get a masseuse.
Well, hold on a second, Devo.
Get a heating pad and get out there and play, man.
Devo. This is the only thing where I disagree with you. He shouldn't have played game 4. You know why? What was wrong 72 hours earlier? You couldn't play game 3. That's where my problem is.
Yo, man,
maybe supposed to be ready March 10th. You weren't.
Maybe his girlfriend broke his back. You know, it could have happened.
I'm saying that is crazy to me. And here's my problem about why, if we actually think, and something just hit me, you are refusing, and that's what it looks like. You are refusing to do these basic things in this team sport. You walked away early from LSU. I understood you was getting your bag, but you quit on Philly, and now it looks like you're quitting on Brooklyn.
He quit on LSU too. Remember, LSU was going to the NIT,
and he stopped playing.
And he said, "Nah."
You can excuse that for him going to get his bag.
I'm not excusing that because you got
a lot of other
players that wouldn't mind playing in the NIT, and then he gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good."
As a number 1 overall pick, I can't. I'm just trying.
No. Magic Johnson was a number 1 pick.
Right.
Cade Cunningham was a number 1 pick. They all played in tournaments.
They really didn't do that back then. In today's game, yeah.
I just mentioned Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham just got drafted last year.
I got it. But here's my thing. With my thing with the college sports, hey, once you get your bag, all right, hey man, you're not needed here no more. You're focused on other things. Got it.
No, that's more football than basketball. That's more football.
I'm focusing. He quit on the Philadelphia 76ers. Literally quit on them. That is what I'm focusing on. He's quitting on Brooklyn. That is what I'm focusing on. And you got to explain this. Like, this is because the thing about it that I think gets everyone so frustrated is I think this is one of the most basic things in life. One of the most basic things is show up. Show up.
That's
That doesn't take
50%.
any kind of talent. Just show up.
That's 50% of, I say 60% of most jobs. If
Just
you just
show up.
you just show up on job on time. It's
Well, on
just
time
showing
is
up
another
on time.
another 5%. I'm just even if you're a little late, show up. You
Nah.
can't show
Remember,
up.
Coach Tom. If you was 10 minutes, if you wasn't there 10 minutes early,
Yeah,
he locked the
look,
door.
you're talking
Man.
to a Marine. You're talking to a Marine.
Yes.
If
Coach
you're early,
Tom,
you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you die.
Yes.
All right,
Coach
I
Tom
get
used
that.
to.
But I'm saying, as pertaining to basic part with my children, son, show up. Baby girl, show up. We'll start with that first and build on everything else. Show up. And the most basic thing, because you can't try, you can't work hard, you can't get better if you do not show up first. And I think that is frustrating the ever living hell out of everybody. And who do I blame? The Ben Simmons first, and secondly, I blame whoever's handling him. Because I was on this team.
Ben Simmons don't want to be a basketball player. You gotta realize Ben Simmons and Carl Anthony
as soon as we
Towns
get to Brooklyn, we're shutting it down for the season. Put it out there. We're not coming back.
Carl Anthony Towns and Ben Simmons are cut from the same cloth. They don't love basketball, but the fact that these motherfuckers
love what basketball brings them.
6'10" and 7 foot and athletic.
They love what basketball brings them.
And yes, and they was forced to play basketball. You saw a cat dad. Cat, you know that cat dad hit him upside the head. Go out there and play, but I don't want to play no more, Dad. Bang, get out there and play ball.
Up. Get your ass, man, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Hey, gents, that's beautiful information. A lot of information was passed. Amazing. Shout out to our producer tonight. Shout out to Capes one time.
Capes.
Yeah, so
thank you, sir.
Capes got to share that Anthony Hardaway
You're
story.
a handsome young man.
Yo.
Hey,
one day.
Capes got to share that penny around the way
big
story.
Shoulders.
Listen,
all right.
Capes, yo, he gonna come through one day and
bless
the neighborhood.
Capes, you're gonna have to bless the world with penny from around the way.
Yeah, most definitely. So, gents, speaking of shit that is around the way, or maybe even around the corner, right? Your guy, not your guy, more so you guys, actually probably you guys' favorite sport, football, the draft, guys. It's coming up. I need to know, what are you guys' thoughts on the draft? I need to know with just a tad bit of detail on your top 5. You know, who's going to get picked top 5 right now coming out of the draft. Yo, Oracle, Mayor. Matter of fact, Mayor, since you pointing so much, you go ahead, Mayor, and you go first.
How you do it?
Oh, my goodness. Go ahead.
All right, look. It's not so much a top 5 because they're juggling right now between my man Walker and Hutchinson out of Minnesota, my man Walker out of Georgia. And the interesting part about these non-quarterback drafts is that it can get really fun of who's going to get placed where and who's going to get stolen where, who are they going to reach for? Because the easiest gauge, because of so much attention that's placed on quarterbacks, a lot of those other positions can get kind of passed over, as you would say, from the media standpoint. Well, when you don't have these quarterbacks coming out, you have to now, the media, quote unquote, has to do their job. And here's the thing that's really interesting for me, and this is me speaking first as a football coach. I love this because Kevin Thibodeau out of Oregon, he was the number 1 prospect for a while, and going into the season, he was the number 1 prospect, the defensive end out of Oregon, because he was an absolute dog. He looks like Jadeveon Clowney. Not so much, not as athletic as he was coming out, but he is a monster. Monster, capital M. But my favorite, I have a couple favorites. I do like my man Hutchinson up there in Michigan. He's going to be good. I wouldn't take him first.
Oh man. Oh, see,
No,
yo, man, you
I wouldn't
selling
take
out,
him.
man. You
No, I
selling out,
wouldn't
man.
take Hutchinson first.
Yo,
I
man.
would take Neal. I would take Big Boy out of Alabama because and I'm talking just situation with me being the Jaguars. If I'm the Jaguars, my money right now is in Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence has nothing. And here's the best thing a lot of people like to see. Hey, what goes best with a quarterback? It's the receiver. It's the tight end. No.
What
build a
happened
team.
to the good old days when you drafted the best available player? And the best available player right now is Sauce Gardner.
I'm gonna get into. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Devo. We can debate this in a second because I gotta. One, there's fit. There's a couple players that are above fit, and those are your top 3 or 4 players. Where it don't matter where you go, what kind of offense, defense scheme you put them in, they're gonna excel. They're monsters. That's these top 5, top 10. But for me, your man Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame is awesome. Dexter Stingley Jr. was a freshman All-American, not freshman All-American. As a freshman, he was an All-American. My steal for the draft, the steal, Lewis Kine out of Georgia, the safety. I watched this man all over. He was all over the field. He's one of the main reasons Georgia beat Alabama. That safety out of Georgia, he's going to be one of the steals of this draft.
Yes, but haven't we learned from Deion Sanders, from Darrelle Revis, that you have a shutdown corner that takes 1/3 of the field away from offenses?
Actually, you can set up a whole defense.
How many touchdowns? Yo, answer me.
Ramsey,
How many touchdown passes has Sauce Gardner gave up?
Oh, I think he might have given up 1 in his college career.
His whole college career.
Yeah,
his whole college career.
His whole college career. He's he is an absolute dog. But then, but Devo, you got to remember, you have to take it into account. I know it sucks, but he played in that American Conference. Dexter Stingley Jr. played in the SEC.
Okay, but
you cannot okay that.
But they was in the Final Four. Did Alabama burn him? Did Alabama burn him?
You might want to look at that.
No. Trust me. If they would have got 6 on him, the whole world would have known. Did they get 6 on him?
They get 6.
Yeah,
they got work.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, he was going up against Williamson. He was completely overmatched with the scheme. It wasn't Sauce Gardner's fault.
It wasn't.
8 or 9 NFL dudes versus just him.
He was still one of the best players on the field that day.
He was still one of the best on the field.
He was still one of the best players.
And also remember, he was going up against another, at that point, top 10 prospect in Jameson Williams. Alabama wide receiver.
But did Jameson Williams beat him? Jameson Williams beat him?
Wasn't him. I don't think he beat him. He beat someone else.
Like I said, once again, what did Deion Sanders do? Take 1/3 of the field away from teams. What did Darrelle Revis do?
He took a half of the field. He was fast enough where it was that half from that rat hole.
What did Darrelle Revis do in his peak? He took a third of the field away. Yo, good shutdown cornerback for about 8 seasons. Defense, scheming defense, that it'd be a whole lot easier when you know that left side or that right side is taken care of.
But here's the thing. You got, if we're going off of a shutdown corner or edge rusher, you got to get that Javon Walker out of Georgia where, hey, you know, if I get a Sauce Gardner, if I'm playing against Sauce Gardner, how can I neutralize him? Running the other way.
Javon Walker won the underwear Olympics. That's why he shot up. He won the underwear Olympics.
What?
He won the underwear Olympics. Yo,
I would slap you if you were sitting right here. Are you high?
No,
that Georgia defense was one of the best in 30 years.
No, yo. But
and if as a defensive end, the defensive player that impressed me, I can mess up your passing game, but also if you try to run, I can mess that up too. Sauce Gardner,
defensive player that
I'm going to take away a third of the field in the passing game. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's very important. The passing game, yes, it's very important. But if it's priority, this is why the cornerback has never, they've been high, but they've never been number one overall because that D line, it is more, if they had one, me personally, if it was me for my team, I would take Big Daddy out of Georgia.
There you go. I was about to say
that's why I would take number one.
Jordan Davis.
Right up the
Jordan Davis. Yo.
Jordan Davis.
That big ugly, it took 3 men to stop him.
And it was on Alabama. Other elite talent, NFL caliber talent coming up. He was dominating. So that's where, if it's me, that's where I'm taking number one.
He's the best defensive tackle. Yo, Davis is the best defensive tackle since Donald.
Since Aaron Donald. Yes. Since Aaron Donald.
And Warren Sapp.
Leroy Glover. Yeah. Like
come on, man.
This guy, you can, and this is why it's important. We just saw a team. Not the defense. The team was set up around Aaron Donald. We just get caught up with quarterback. Yes. With all the media. The team was set around Aaron Donald. Because I'm going to explain to the people why they need a defensive tackle. If the priority is I get the cornerback or I get the defensive end or I get the defensive tackle, you take the tackle first. Because if that tackle dominates, there is nothing. As a coach, there is nothing you can do. I've been on both sides.
But old school,
we're on the headset, and some dude is just cooking right there because you can't run or pass because he's right there.
You build your team inside out.
Right up the middle, inside out.
Inside out. And
that dude first. You can, because that's the thing. A lot of people believe quarterback.
Yes, because that's a media creation.
Yeah.
Yo, they double team Donald all for the first 3.5 quarters of that Super Bowl. When they
here's the thing. What happened because they double teamed him?
Yeah. When Von Miller got free, they had to double team him. And that let Donald
double team
Donald took over that late game.
And here's the thing. The Rams won that game 1 on defense, 2 only scoring 23 points. They only had to score 23 points.
And shout out to Raheem Morris. Free Raheem Morris. Free Radio Raheem. He should be a head coach right now.
Don't get me started. Because here's one thing Raheem Morris realized, and I will give a shout out to Staley because he did do a good job.
Bullshit.
But he did not. Hold on a second.
Every other coach that stand next to the victory formation grandson.
Let me finish, Devo. Let me finish. It's not that hard to look like a good coach when on your defensive line you have 3 of the top 15 pass rushers. Because who are you going? It's like that basketball term of with Golden State. Who are you going to double team? Well, in football, you're definitely double teaming Aaron Donald. You know that because he can literally hurt somebody. But then you go out. Are you going to double team Von Miller? It's possible, but then you're sending 4 people out to be covered by 7, or you're sending 3 people out to be covered by 7. So if you double team him, Then you have Quinn, I believe he's coming, and it's like who are you going? The old dude who was left alone, I don't even know his name. He got a couple sacks. Whoever that fourth guy is,
But
all you gotta do is just run and be
what I'm
an
saying,
average NFL
how many
player.
points did Arizona score in the playoffs? How many points did Tampa Bay score?
Oh,
How
if you're
many
talking about
points
Raheem
did
Morris,
San Francisco score?
listen, I think you're sending, this is to say, hey, the job Raheem Morris did.
Yeah, thank you.
You're talking about a dude who was an offensive coordinator.
Yes,
he was a head coach,
when
an offensive coordinator, and now is
when the Falcons was about to go winless. When the Falcons were about to go winless, they gave him the reins on the offensive side in Atlanta, and they started winning.
And that's what. So it's weird. No shade to Eberflus, but
come on, man.
if
Eberflus was that good, they would have been in the playoffs.
Hey, listen, they would have been in the playoffs, but unfortunately, they're not. But let's see who does get in the playoffs when it comes to our faithful Mets and those across neighbors called the Yankees.
Yo, what?
I hear some people are calling the Mets are king, and they say the Yankees are cheaters. Yo, hey, Mayor Reg, can you give me a little insight on that? What you think about that?
Well, besides the fact the Red Sox are better than both of them.
The Red Sox is what? The Red Sox is what?
Hey,
hold it. Stop
turn.
the music.
Moderator.
Moderator.
Moderator, you can call me moderator. All right. You can go ahead and shut your little overrated Mets fan's mouth, okay?
Oh, overrated.
So now,
just remember the Mets whipped your ass in '86 when y'all had champagne in your.
Well, here's the problem. That don't count.
Why that don't count?
No, I don't remember.
Why that don't count?
Most adults don't remember.
Well, ask your daddy. Ask your daddy. Ask your mom.
No.
Yeah.
No. You know why? Because I'm about now.
Man.
Now the Red Sox are relevant.
If not youngin,
now the Red Sox matter.
Youngin, I can tell you the story. I can tell you the story.
You know what the Mets are for? They're the joke. That's what they are. I can tell
you the story.
They're
the only way. Big Poppy. Big Poppy. I didn't know what I was
won in '86. It's literally called Miracle Mets. You know what happened when Red Sox
Big Poppy taking
the usual thing. It's
the media love Big Poppy, and they put Big Poppy in the Hall of Fame before Barry Bonds. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Because he's a champion. I don't know what to tell you.
The greatest show on earth.
He's a champion.
Man. Barry Bonds was amazing, man.
Hey, listen, moderator. All right, now, as I was saying.
So it seems like I have to step in and ding,
ding, ding. It's rolling by. He be making rules.
Hey, as you see, once again, they both had to get put in the penalty box because, hey, listen. Hey, baseball get people like that. As you see here on Turtle Island, especially here at Turtle Island Sports. Hey, shit get crazy. Shout out to the Negro League. Shout out to the Oracle who's showing off his fine Negro League gear. Shout out to him. But yeah, gents. So who's having a better season so far? Just in general, just statistically, who do you guys think is going to go for the long haul? Go ahead there, Oracle.
Yo, man, who having a better season this year, man? Yo, go ahead, talk.
Oh, this is my firm?
Yeah, go ahead, man, talk. Who having a better season this year?
First off, hey, thank you for joining us, Raymond. Shout out to you, big dog. Hey, you're going to do great things at UNT, or wait a minute, you're going to do great things at UT, baby. All right. Now, who's doing better? The Mets.
Tell the truth. Shame the devil. My brother.
The Mets.
Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
I mean,
I mean, what, man? Go ahead, man.
The Yankees
Say
got
it.
caught.
Say it.
It looks like their pitching is.
Say it. I'm looking up the standings right now, man. Wow, look at here. Look at here. The Mets are 14-5.
14. Oh, so they won tonight.
Winning percentage.
And
let me see what Boston is doing.
I mean,
let me see what Boston is doing. Wow,
the,
look
the
at
Yankees
here.
is 11-6. We ain't talking about Boston right now. We ain't talking about
like
moderator. We were told to stay on topic. We were told to stay on topic. Moderator, we were told to stay on topic. Okay,
11 losses.
Stay on topic. We ain't talking about Boston. He said nothing about Boston. He said New York Yankees and those overrated ass Mets.
Oh, let's see
they're going to burning out. They're going to burning out in the summer anyway. So we know they'll go where they belong, last place. But I digress. I'm going to stick on subject right now. They are having a better year.
As a gambler once told me, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. It's what's happening today that matters. And what's happening today? The Mets
Yankees
are 14.
They got the 11-6 record.
The Mets are 14-5.
The Mets
shout out to
are the
Buck
best
Showalter.
team in the league right now.
Shout out to Buck. Shout out to Billions, Steve Cohen.
I mean,
go on, man. Go ahead, say it, man. Go ahead.
The Mets are having a better season right now.
Go ahead. I'm a lifetime member.
I said it. The Mets are having a better season right now. The Mets are having a better season. I hope the excuse me, quick question, moderator. I'm not too familiar with baseball. Y'all do have mid-season banners for you Mets fans, right?
Oh, All-Star break, my brother.
There you go. The All-Star break banner, because I'm sure y'all going to win that.
I was like,
we'll make sure there's a pennant,
a Met fan.
All-Star break pennant.
I've been a Met fan since I was 6 years old. Trust me, I know heartbreak. I have seen the Mets blow a 10-game lead in September. September, man. So I seen this shit. So I know. But right now, man, I'm enjoying this shit, man.
Look, let me help you.
This shit is like good punani, man. I'm loving this shit, man.
Well, actually, it's good punani with crabs because you're always gonna get burned in.
Nah, that's why I put a helmet on that shoulder.
Hey, and this is why our guy, Mr. Oracle, listen, once again, is put in the fucking penalty box. Yo, Reg, you got 30 seconds. Go ahead and give your rant, baby.
So this year for me with baseball is going to get interesting because this is going to be 2 years removed from that big cheating scandal. And so now I know baseball, unlike any other sports, holds its records and its statistics in the highest of regard. So now, are we going to be moving forward? How are the Astros and my beloved Red Sox going to bounce back? And the Mets, I know I love messing with the Oracle, but that would be a great story because I do remember seeing those. I was with my kids watching the Cubs win that World Series. And remember in 2004 when the Red Sox finally broke through. So now this year, can the Mets actually finish it? Because, I love messing with the Oracle, but I would also like to see them finish it because that does seem kind of a letdown. And you're talking to a Saints fan, grew up Saints fan, not that since post-Katrina. No. I was there with Ditka and Jim Mora Sr. So I've seen stuff like this in struggling franchises. So that's where I would love
last night. Philip, you was on the phone. I told her sister last night how bad New Orleans on where Archie was quarterback in New Orleans. I had to tell this sister, Archie, they was so bad. Archie made sure my sons will never go through the bullshit I've been through. Because, that old man ran for his life. New Orleans in the 70s and most of the 80s, they were just also rans. But shout out to Donald Trump, and he folded the USFL. New Orleans got better because they picked up a lot of USFL players. And remember when they had Billy Joe and they had
Both
Sam
of them.
Mills and
Both of
everything.
them.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo,
Dome Patrol. That after the Dome Patrol, we had a lot more struggling years. We had the Dome Patrol, but couldn't win the playoff. Okay, I'm gonna get on chopping with baseball.
Oh, yo, they won. Remember when they finally beat Philadelphia?
That's what Reggie Bush and Drew Brees.
Yes. No. Before Reggie Bush, back in '92.
No, they didn't win their first playoff game until
'92.
Aaron
Man,
Brooks.
I watched the game.
Yeah, they didn't win that. I know. I watched the game too.
Let me check that.
Look that up.
Let me check that because
Yeah,
I
their
swore
first
because
playoff win was Aaron Brooks in 2000.
because Andre Bad Waters
show on turf year.
Because Andre Bad Waters got into a fight at the end of the game. I'm just checking that right now.
But yeah, with this baseball season, then with the new rules, how are these new rules going to affect and the affect of these new rules? How are they going to come into play? That big one being that DH. How is that going to come into play? How is that going to come in the lineups? Then we have also with the pitching versus the hitting. That small ball is pretty much dead in baseball. You're not getting as many bunts. You're not getting as many slap hitters. It is pretty much hit or strikeout.
And it's
and
racist,
then Shohei Ohtani, is he going to be able to repeat what he did?
And that's racist, man. Because you're not going to see any more Ricky Hendersons. You're not going to see any more Jackie Robinsons. That's going to steal bases. That's going to make pitchers confused.
Barry Bonds.
And baseball is so boring now because it's either home run or nothing. Before, man, you get Vince Coleman, get Marquise Grissom on first base, and they'll make a walk or a single into a triple because they stealing bases, man. You don't have nobody stealing bases now. Everybody is swinging for the fences and striking out a home run. And if they go into a shift where if you're a pro hitter, none of these hitters know how to go the other way. Baseball is boring now. It is. I just watched that Met game tonight because it was the Mets. Anything else? Yo, usually I used to watch the late games, the Oakland, the LA Angels, LA Dodger games, but the shit is so boring, man. It's not even worth it, man.
So what would you say would be some ways to fix it, to make it more exciting?
Make it put speed back into baseball. I remember the St. Louis Cardinals won a World Series where I believe they didn't even hit 100 home runs as a team, and they won a World Series. Yo, they had a pitchers stealing bases, man. Yes, pitchers. John Tudor stealing bases, man. Back, I know this before your time. Back in 1982, man.
So, gents.
Although their first baseman was high on cocaine. So
listen.
So they left fielder. But I digress.
Allegedly, they were on cocaine.
Oh no, they were. That's
shit.
How,
never mind.
That's how the Mets got Keith Hernandez because he was on cocaine.
Shit. Hey, shout out to cocaine. You feel me?
There you go.
We don't promote drug use, but if you're doing it, shout out to you.
Yeah, man.
So gents,
try to get some help, man. I had a brother in my car today, man, supposed to go to rehab. Man, at the beginning of the trip, he said, "Turn around, man. I ain't going." And I dropped him back off at his crib, man. Hey, man, yo, you got a problem, man.
Why didn't you talk to that man? Why don't you be a responsible American citizen, sir?
Want to know why? Because the trip was 103 miles, and I don't want this man 50 miles in. Yo, man, come back.
What do you mean? You still gonna get paid? You still gonna get paid?
Yo. The thing about drug use, when you serious about it, that's when it's gonna help you. If you're not serious about it, yo, he wasted the counselor's time, he wasting his time. Because once he get home, he's gonna be like Afro Man because I get high.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, gents, real quick, before we wrap, I wanted to know you guys. I wanted to know you guys' opinion on these NBA playoffs. The best story prediction. Who's gonna have the best story for this next playoffs? Well, this current playoff go round, if you will. My team is out, so fuck everybody. But if I can give one, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Suns because Chris Paul deserves it. But yeah, who do you guys think?
Yo, but I'm telling you, man. Well, it looked like Phoenix is about to win another game, but New Orleans, these brothers, they giving Phoenix fits. I know they don't have Devin Booker. Devin Booker are one of those Kardashian witches, pulled his muscle, and now he can't play. But hey, it is what it is. When you deal with the occult, that's what happens, man. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. That's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I got low key, very quietly. The Miami Heat are very serious. The Miami Heat
Oh yes.
are absolute. These are the play, and this is the one thing I liked about the play-in because you're getting a better quality of an 8 seed. You're getting these because you notice ain't no sweeps except the Nets.
except no, not the Knicks. The Nets. The Nets.
You don't have any sweeps.
Get it right. We didn't even make it.
To go along with that, on the other side, you got Suns having fits, yes, and I know Devin Booker's hurts, yes, but they're having fits with New Orleans.
Yeah,
the Hawks is getting their ass toe out the frame.
Oh, the Hawk is over. The Hawk is over. Yo, like I told you earlier, Trey DeBarge is on his way to Cancun.
They got Jimmy Butler had the best point to turnover ratio, and he had the best point to defensive ratio, which is he had the most points and the most steals. He had 30 points a game, 3 steals a game.
Jimmy Butler will be a Knick next year. Let me tell you why. It's not because I'm a fan, because this is it with his peak as a star. Because after this season, everything will be downhill. And that's when the Knicks always pick up stars, when it's tumbling down
here. But I'm telling you right now, quietly as it's kept, Jimmy Butler is the absolute, because we are looking, because like I said, the star power in Brooklyn, everyone's looking at Boston, and they are completely overlooking Miami, where Jimmy Butler is absolutely putting in work.
Well,
Adebayo is dominant.
Well, you saw that in the bubble. Jimmy Butler ran through the East.
Right.
It was that.
And then to the credit,
when Rondo and LeBron slapped Anthony Davis upside his head, tell him to get your mind right, that's when LA won their championship.
Right. And that's the only reason why Miami didn't win, is because that year LA was one of those clearly cut away better teams. There wasn't going to be any real contest.
And that 50-day break helped them too.
That's what it was. Yeah. It was a 50-day break, got us our ring.
50-day break helped them.
But now the Heat, like if you look during the series, they averaged. If we look at it, those Heat, it was not. It may have seemed close, but it was not. They averaged 47% from 3. They had 27 assists each game, 42 rebounds each game, and they averaged almost 89% from the foul line. They did whatever the hell they want. They had one game that was a slip up because I think someone got hurt. They won, I believe they won tonight, and they sat and they did load management and still won in the playoffs. That should tell you something. My man Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler sat tonight, and they still won and beat the dog. And in the words of Beulah Jean, my mama, beat the dog shit out of them. All right, so you had the Heat. It's going to be very interesting watching the Heat, because I'm telling you right now, if James Harden does not become that James Harden of Houston or Brooklyn before he got hurt, And I still think something's wrong with that hamstring. He's not fully healthy. If James Harden does not revert back to being James Harden of old, they can bring in whoever the hell they want. They going home in 5. Philly is going to get skull cracked. They're going to get body rocked. They're going to get soul snatched. It ain't going to be ugly. I tell you what, it ain't going to be pretty. Or what do y'all, you New Yorkers say back in the day? They're going to get Koofy smacked.
Amen.
They're going to get molly rocked. Well, I used to say growing up, they're going to get body rocked.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Well, listen, gents, truth be told.
Oh, yeah, by the way, you
Go
was
ahead.
right. Philadelphia did win that game, 36-20. I checked it out.
Yeah, thank you for bringing up the heartbreak. I remember.
Hey,
Oh, okay. Hey, look, y'all won the fight, though. Y'all beat up Andre Badwaters. God rest his soul.
No, it's New Orleans, of course. Shit.
Well, like
Hold on a
always.
second before you rap.
Go ahead,
Phil,
brother.
Funniest thing from the weekend.
Go ahead.
Funniest thing from the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Devo, this is for both of us, me and you, and even you chime in, moderator. Iron Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Oh, he's the man. Oh, he's the man.
We all got to relate to that.
No, he didn't want to be bothered. Look. I understand. Being from New York, you see a lot of celebrities. You don't bother them. You just say, "What's up?" and keep it moving. This dude, he wanted Mike to hit him.
Here's my thing. In New York, you're going to see a lot of celebrities. Where I live at, in Dallas, you can see a lot of celebrities, but not so much out here in Fort Worth. But even if you haven't seen a lot, that's still a person. You still got to think and have some common sense.
He saw dollar signs.
Well, here's my thing. He saw stars, dollar signs, Tweety birds, and he almost saw Jesus. If that was the young Mike Tyson, I saw someone on the internet made a great point. Someone tweeted out a great point. This is clear-cut proof. Mike Tyson has changed for the better. Because if this was 20-year-old Mike Tyson, that boy be in a coma.
Oh, he would told that boy, you can't live in my world, white boy. You can't live in my world, white boy.
As he's grabbing his sack.
And here's the thing. I cannot see where Mike Tyson, I can only see where Mike Tyson was right. I'm not with this, hey, there's no reason for violence. At that point there was. They threw a water bottle at him. And here's my thing. Let's think this process through. It's not just, hey, I'm going to mess with someone on an airplane. I'm going to mess with someone on an airplane where I can't escape. I'm going to mess with someone on an airplane, and that person happens to be Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike Tyson.
And my tip to Mike, get an endorsement deal with a private jet, Mike. You can do that, man. Get an endorsement deal, take some pictures in front of a private jet company, and therefore, you got to deal with these knuckleheads, man.
Hey, listen, if you're flying private, you're flying right, especially if you got the bread to make that price go.
And he got the celebrity. He could sign an endorsement deal with a private jet company.
From this, From this, he can absolutely.
But even before that,
he's
Mike Tyson. Even before that, he could have got an endorsement.
Right, but this is just a lesson. Yeah, you need to be on a private jet, dog. Because that dude was an idiot.
Like
and here's the thing: we're talking Mike Tyson. I think anybody would have whooped his ass, and I think he needs to be lucky other people didn't join in. Like there's a couple places in this country.
That is true. I do believe that.
You see this dude, Phil. How many times have we been located outside of a club at a certain time of night in certain locations, and someone got rocked, dropped to the ground, and all of a sudden hands came out of nowhere.
Luckily, if it was on Spirit, that dude would got his ass whooped. I'm just saying.
That was the red eye.
More than likely.
His ass out the frame.
More than likely.
Yeah, it was on Spirit.
Shout out to Spirit one time.
Yeah, he would got his ass whooped.
I'm telling you right now.
Hey, listen, gents, like always, man. Listen, first and foremost, we want to go ahead and give a shout out to the people that came to Turtle Island Sports to come check us out one time. So let's go ahead and give a round of applause to the people that's watching. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Yo,
You
shout out,
all
yo, word. Shout out to King Ramsey. Yo, shout out
okay.
to, yo, yo,
Shout out to the homie. Shout out to Wes.
yes,
Shout out to Pamela, right? Devo's the
yeah, man.
young lady that the Oracle was driving yesterday that
Mhm.
was really interested and knew a
Yeah,
lot about sports. So
yeah, she
shout
was
out
a
to
Philly
her.
fan. Her girl was a Boston fan, and I
If
was
you're
a New York
watching,
fan.
shout out to you and make sure you tell other people to come on through and make sure they hit that ding, ding, ding. That's that bell that goes subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to Turtle Island Sports now on all streaming platforms. All streaming
Yo, how many
platforms.
penalty box minutes did I have today, man?
How many panty boxes? I
No,
don't know.
not panty box, but
Oh shit.
penalty box.
Oh man, listen, bro. That's for the after debrief. That's for the after
Oh,
debrief. Listen, Reg, you can't comment on yourself under
Oh,
your
yourself.
own name and then tell yourself Reggie is so hot.
oh
So
Well,
snap!
you saw that. My bad.
KD,
yeah,
KD,
right.
got his
This
burner
nigga did the
account
KD
working.
backwards.
Yo,
He did
yo,
the KD shit
KD,
backwards. Nah, and then we gonna
My
put
yo,
you
bad.
out
I didn't
there.
think I would see
yo, the
that.
man
Nah,
is Kevin
hell nah.
Durant.
Come on, man.
He's
Got him.
Kevin
Come
Durant.
on. Come on,
My
man.
bad.
Yo, Reggie
Listen.
is so hot. Oh snap! Yo, his burner account. Oh
Oh
snap!
Oops.
shit.
Reggie is so
Well,
hot.
listen.
I hope your wife typed that, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
listen. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, gents. Big Reg,
Thank you, Boo.
Mayor Reg, go ahead and say bye to the people, brother.
Well, me and my wife here, we would like to say bye to everyone. We would like to thank everyone for joining us in this elegant and civil discourse of verbal banter. We would like to also encourage you to continue. It's going to be every Tuesday, sometime at night, and it could be right before a vigorous night of lovemaking. You join us to be encouraged through sports. Moderator.
All right, yo, and that is Reggie the Mayor, Mr. Devo the Oracle, brother. Go ahead and say bye to the people, brother.
And now to tell the people, you got to give the people what you want, and this is what you want.
Hey,
Some real sports debates, man.
hey.
Not that contrived stuff you see on the Foxy station and the SB station and all these and all the other stations that they got. Well, you gonna have this argument. You gonna have this argument. These arguments we had was organic. It
Organic.
was no producer telling us this is what you're gonna talk about. You're gonna take this side. You're gonna take this side. That's right. I'm putting all y'all on blast. But that what you do every morning.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah, that what they do. I
Allegedly,
don't care. I
allegedly,
don't care. I put them on
allegedly,
blast.
allegedly. Well, we appreciate another entertaining episode and wise words from the Oracle. So shout out to the Oracle one time. And you already know me. I am your boy Philly J. That is not from around your way, but damn sure somebody's way, probably my mama and daddy's way. So shout out to my mama and daddy one time. And you have tuned into Turtle Island Sports. If you have just stopped by, make sure you rewind that thing back and check out a dope, entertaining episode with two of the world's newest and most entertaining sports podcasters and sports journalists as well. So make sure you check us out. Same time, well, different time, hopefully in the same space. And if you put your face in the cake, Make sure you stay safe, and we gonna see you when we see you.